and welcome to this segment of America in Crisis. I'm James Machikari, and I hope you guys are having a good weekend out there. Well, looks like old Senator Ben Sesse is on the freaking prowl right now with all the mainstream media. He even appeared on CNN. Go figure, a Republican on CNN. I bet they're all giddy over there right now because they have a Republican out there bashing Trump. It's funny. The mainstream media is such a joke nowadays. Instead of putting down the hard facts and letting people decide what the story is, you got CNN, you have NBC, you got all the good ones, man. Shit, I can go on and on and on. Even CBS with their freak over there as a CEO. All out there Trump bashing. You know, it is funny how the mainstream media has really become a bunch of Trump derangement syndrome pushers. It's like a drug, man, and they're the drug pushers. It's ridiculous. And this is the main reason why people cannot stand the media. It's a joke. What are they teaching you in journalism school? Or if you want to call it journalism school. But anyway, you got this guy, Senator Ben Sesse, out of freaking Nebraska, claims to be Republican. He's actually a Rino NeverTrumper. And, of course, he tried to give us all a civics lesson during the Kavanaugh hearing, like he was God Almighty himself. But on Sunday, he says he's doubling down on his comments earlier this week that he regularly thinks about exiting the GOP. And let's quote, because he said this on CNN's State of the Union. I probably think about it every morning when I wake up and I figured out why am I flying out of Nebraska to go to D.C. this week. Are we going to get stuff done? Here's the thing, Sassy. That's what I call him anyway. Everybody else calls him Sass, but I call him Sassy because he's like a little broad who's doing nothing but crying. If you don't like being a Republican, here's what you do. You quit. You resign. Do an honorable thing. I know it's hard for you Republican never-Trumpers to do that, but do the right thing so somebody can be appointed to your position that will actually support our president, support the people's choice, and go on home. Get on with your life. What are you freaking vying for a position on CNN or MSNBC right now? As the top never-Trumper, just like McCain was? Give me a break with your schoolhouse rock BS, man. Nobody cares what you have to say or anything you never-Trumpers got to say. And the reason for that is, in 2016, we voted for somebody who actually cares about us and not the lobbyists. How much lobbying money have you taken over the years, Sass? Really, man? And let's see, he goes on, I'm committed to the party of Lincoln and Reagan as long as there's a chance to reform it. Really? We don't want reform of the party, Sass. We don't want you guys freaking running it anymore. It's funny. Almost 90% of you idiots in Congress are lawyers. We can't stand you in private practice. I don't know why people keep voting you in now. So go. Resign. Do an honorable thing. People don't care about you or your freaking opinions or your boo-hoo stories of how the party's become. Nothing's being done in Washington? Well, that's because you're too busy worrying about lobbyists. It's not the American people you care about. It's about freaking popping your pockets, man. Let's see here. He goes on to say, frankly, neither of these parties have a long-term vision for the country. These parties are really pretty content to do 24-hour news cycles screaming at each other. Well, look at here. We got the morals coming out of Ben Sesse. Why, he's on CNN derading our party and he's derading our president. He's over here saying that's all they want to do. Funny. The main thing Democrats are for is being anti-Republican and anti-Trump. Well, that's a given. And maybe everybody's happy that we finally have somebody who's fighting for us, fighting against the system, not crying about it, like you. And the main thing the Republicans are for is being anti-Democrat and anti-CNN. Really, have you seen CNN's reporting? It's a joke. They're a propaganda arm for the Democratic Party, Sass. If you can't see that, I don't know. What do you... Did they offer you an anchor position? Is that why you're on CNN over here praising the freaking idiots? Let's see here. I'm one of about 8 people in the U.S. Senate who's never been a politician before, and I think I've been saying for about 3 years that I consider myself an independent conservative who caucuses with the Republicans, he said. Well, let's see. You have an R after your name. Why don't you have an I behind your name? Because you know in Nebraska, you would never make it as an independent. Nobody would vote for you. That's why you put that R behind your name. How convenient, Sass. So, let's see here. It says again, yep, regularly considered except from the Dem part, Sass wrote. This party used to be for some pretty definable stuff, and frankly, neither of these parties are for very much more than being anti. And this was said on CNN. It's pretty boring stuff. I'd love to see the party of Lincoln and Reagan get back to its roots. Oh my God, this guy is just another hack. Again, if you want to be an independent, put an I behind your name, resign your position, and leave, and then run as an independent. So, since you know people won't fall for that, you go out there parading like something you're not. So, who's hypocritical now? Again, leave. We all love you rhinos just to pick up and leave. It's funny, this country has the lowest unemployment rates in histories, both for blacks, Hispanics, and the whole jive, man. Everybody hears about it. Well, if you listen to the right network anyway, because the other networks are too busy out there pushing their conspiracy theories, they're pushing their King Obama, they're pushing freaking Clinton. They don't want to cover the news. They're propaganda. I suggest you go look at the Nazis in the early 30s and 40s, how their propaganda machine worked. That's exactly how CNN and NBC is playing it right now. Exactly. That's their playbook. I think they got it out of fucking... That's where you did, CNN. MSNBC, you went back in time and you're using their playbook, aren't you? Because you sure the hell ain't reporting any news. You sure the hell ain't covering the president's achievements. No. You're covering stuff that you want to make up. Just like this anonymous source out of, the New York Times. Everybody knows this paper hates Trump. Everybody knows it has a freaking agenda. They go out. Well, we got a person on the inside that's really trying to steer Trump or steer his policies or thwart him at every move that he makes. That's funny. Last time I checked, that's treason. And New York Times is complacent in aiding and abetting. So yeah, I back Trump. You know what? Well, wait a second. You'll never get Jeff Sessions to do any damn thing. That guy's just a puppet for the swamp. He's been a joke from the beginning. I actually feel sorry for Trump, man. And that's the only thing I don't agree with him on is some of his picks that he has for some of these positions. Because it always turns out bad for him, man. Jeff Sessions, really? For Attorney General? This guy's a joke. He is a little Magoo. I like that nickname. Freaking little Magoo, just like Trump says. But he's a joke. And hopefully after the midterms, he gets kicked out. He's gone. And put a real Attorney General in there to do the job. We need to start having accountability for what's been going on with the uranium deals, what's been going on in the setup. It was basically a coup against the President of the United States, and we got the news media who's privy and party to it. So yeah, something has to be done after the midterms, and I hope the day after, him and him and his deputy are gone. Get rid of them. Man. You know what? It upsets the regular people out there because we know these politicians don't have our best interest in mind. The worst thing that I believe that our founders did was not put term limits on. I was once asked if you can go back in time. I would say I go back right before the Continental Congress got in session and started writing up that Constitution. I would bring back every event in this country's history that the Democrats have done, the so-called party of Jefferson. And dude, Jefferson, they turned on your ass, man. They just went whoop right out there, man. They went communist on you. But it's been the Democrats throughout this country's history that has done nothing but cause upheaval. And that's a fact. Nothing but upheaval in this country. But anyway, I would go back and say, hey, instead of making freedom, you made a monarchy. And what I mean about that is a monarchy in a way where these people are serving 30, 40, 50 years on the Senate and in the House of Representatives. That's unreal. Term limit these people. And actually get involved in your politics. I don't even care what side you're on. If you're a snowflake, so be it. You're involved in the process. Or Republican, get your ass out there, get involved in the process. This midterm is everything. Because they want to, as Maxine Waters says, impeach 45. That's all they want. They want their power back. The American people stripped them of their power. Trump is he's not beholden to anybody. He's a billionaire who cares about the people. And, you know, I love this racist stuff that these snowflakes try to push. He's done more for African Americans than Obama ever did. Right now, he's working on prison reform. Yeah, that sounds like somebody who's a racist. Come on, people. Use your head. Stop being sheep. You know, it's unreal that how people are so swayed by something that they hear without checking the facts. It's disgusting, actually. Anyway, I really loved Judge Jeanine Pirro's opening statement on Barack Obama. It was funny as hell. She said the reason America has been outside, or let's see, she says outsider businessman president like Trump is, in fact, because Obama's speech marked his return to the campaign trail. Well, right there goes 200 years of histories, and people are actually surprised that Obama's coming back out. He's a Chicago politician. That's what these Chicago politicians do. It's called the Democratic machine here in Chicago, actually. And people wonder why Chicago's all screwed up is because they've been voting for these idiots for the last 130 years. Then you see them crying and whining about all the tax hikes, all the crime, because it's nothing but the Democratic machine's way. Michael Madigan, he's over there stuffing his pockets. You know, it so happens that he's one of the biggest tax attorneys in, the state of Illinois. But, maybe that's why he loves raising the property taxes. But Pirro said the only reason that we have an outsider businessman is because of you. Your lies, your policies, your diversiveness. You, Barack, you elected Donald Trump, and Pirro's right. He did. But here's what I say. Keep him on the campaign trail. All that's going to do is hike Republican turnout. All this impeachment talk, all it's going to do is hike the turnout. So Democrats, keep on talking stupid. Keep doing it. We love it. So, but that's it for today. Just wanted to get a couple words here on Sasse. You know what? He sounds like a freaking gay freaking... I ain't even getting into it. But, he's an ass monkey. Let's just put it that way. But I appreciate you guys coming on America in Crisis. Thanks for, listening in on the new channel. Usually I'm over on Biker Angle and Motorcycle Madhouse. And, decided to start this channel up. That way we can get some politics for those that, don't like hearing it on the other channel. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And you guys be safe and make America great again.